to say something that I'm not sure that it's not illegal for me to say this. As an American, I fear that once I speak these words, I'll never know a moment's peace again. But I've started getting into cricket. I'm listening for the Apaches. Yeah, the sport cricket. Now, I've talked about this a while back. I was talking about how I've decided, it's something I might get into in the future because it is a popular sport here in Australia, but I wasn't too sure about it. Yeah, so I was sitting on the couch and I just wasn't really sure what to watch. This was a few weeks ago at this point. I've been meaning to make this video for weeks. And the cricket World Cup was on. And it was India versus Pakistan. And I started watching that game just because I was like, yeah, I'll put this on. I don't know what else to watch. And I was hooked like that, like immediately. That dude, the captain of that India team, what's his name? Rohit Sharma. Rohit Sharma, dude, that dude is a beast. I watched him, he was just hitting sixes, he was just going off, and I was just watching that India match, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish this thing, and they ended up dominating that game. They had a really high score, scored a lot of overs. I'm still is it runs or overs? I don't know. I'm literally just kind of dipping my toes into the water here, but yeah, watching the India match, I was just hooked. I wasn't 100% sure what was always happening the entire match, but all I knew is that I was enjoying watching it, so I thought maybe we'd take a look. I'm gonna just kind of look at the basic rules here, talk about that, and then get into some of the international stuff, and then some of the T20 club-based cricket stuff. So here is the Wikipedia article for cricket. Maybe this will enlighten me a little bit. Let me put my glasses back on. I'm having a bad eyes day today. It's weird. Some days my eyes are better or worse than others. I don't know what that's all about. Cricket is a bat and ball game played between two teams of 11 players on a field, at the center of which is a 22-yard pitch with a wicket at each end, and the wicket is the little 3 thing, each comprising of 2 balls balanced on 3 stumps, right? The batting side scores runs by striking the ball bowled at one of the wickets with the bat and then running between the wickets while the bowling and fielding sides tried to prevent this by preventing the ball from leaving the field and getting the ball to either wicket and dismiss each batter stare out. Means of dismissal include being bowled when the ball hits the stumps and dislodges the balls. Does it say bails or balls or bails? I think it says bail. Yeah, it's bail, not ball. It's the smaller sticks. Means dismissal include being bowled and the ball hits the stumps, lodge the bails, and by the fielding side, either catching the ball or it's hit by the bat, but before it hits the ground, or hitting a wicket with the ball before a batter can cross the crease in front of the wicket. When 10 batters have been dismissed, the innings end, and the team swap roles. The game is adjudicated by 2 umpires, aided by a 3rd umpire in match referee international matches. So what I really like about it, it's kind of like baseball. If in baseball, like there weren't strikes, or there weren't balls and strikes, basically. And yeah, because there's only two bases really each side, and you run back and forth between the two as the ball's in play. If the ball hits the ground and then rolls out of bounds, that's 4 points automatically, or 4 runs. And then if you hit the ball and it flies out of bounds without ever touching the ground, that's 6 points, or 6 runs. And, like, beyond that, I don't really know. I played a little bit of the cricket video game. It's on Game Pass, like Cricket, I think Cricket 22 it is. I played a little bit of that on Game Pass just to kind of try and get a little bit more of a handle on it, but that game isn't great, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, I know this is like the second most popular sport in the world. It's the most popular sport in India, which is like the most populous country. It's like the second or third most popular sport here in Australia. It's really popular in England. South Africa, Pakistan, the West Indies, Caribbean, all these places, it's very popular there. Former English colonies, Commonwealth, things like that. I don't know. If it's popular in Canada, probably not. The most successful side playing international cricket is Australia, which has won 8 one-day international trophies, including 6 World Cups, more than any other country, and has been the top-rated test side more than any other country. That's very interesting. Very interesting to know. Sorry, it's been very hot here today. And there's some forms of cricket, right? There's test cricket. Test cricket is the international level, first class cricket. There's one-day international, limited overs, 2020 international, 2020 domestic, which is kind of what I've been getting into a little bit because it's more closer to club sports I'm familiar with. But anyways, we'll move past this. Just take a look real quick at the 2023 Cricket World Cup. Australia won that. It was their 6th title. How many titles does India have? They were the runners-up. And they have 2 championships, India does. They won it in 1983 and 2011. Player of the series, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli hit the most runs, 165. Wait, was he the guy? No, it was that other guy, right? Was he the... I don't think he was the one that's, this... Maybe. 4th highest run scorer in international cricket, 2nd in the most international centuries scored. Was it this guy, Kohli? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was mistaken. That's my bad. I think it was him that I was watching. That was just battering Pakistan, tons of 6s. My apologies. Yeah, Australia won. They won runners up. Runners up were India. And you see the countries that participated, qualified. The United States participated but failed to qualify. This one was played in India. The final was here in Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Wow, that's a very beautiful location. I don't know what that is. Group stages. So this is the points table. India had the most points with 18. They had 9 wins, 0 losses. South Africa was 2nd. They had 14 points. They had 7 wins, 2 losses. Australia, 14 points as well with 7 wins, 2 losses. But they must have lost to South Africa. Oh, I see. The net run rate is lower. I see. The New Zealand came fourth, and with 10 points, 5 wins, 4 losses. So those four competed for the champions, or for the advanced to the semifinals, and they qualified for this ICC Champions Trophy, which it looks like is a different things. The top 4 teams go into the knockout stages, then these next ones qualify for this, but they don't go to knockouts. Pakistan finished 5th, 8 points, 4 wins, 5 losses. Afghanistan finished 6th, 8 points, 4 wins, 5 losses. England finished 7th with 6 points, 3 wins, 5 losses. 3 wins, 6 losses. Bangladesh finished 8th with 4 points, 2 wins, 7 losses. Sri Lanka finished 9th, 4 points, 2 wins, 7 losses. The Netherlands finished last in 10th place, 4 points, 2 wins, 7 losses. So this is the knockout stage here. The semifinals, India beat New Zealand by 50, or 397 runs off of 50 overs, and I think an over is every 10 balls bowled, so 500 total balls bowled, I think is how that works. Again, I'm still learning. And then this bracket is South Africa versus Australia. Australia beat them by 3 runs. Turned 15 to 212. And the final was Australia beating India. They beat them by a single run, 241 runs, 43 overs. So, yeah, see, India won by 70 runs. Australia won by 3 wickets. Australia won by 6 wickets. That's one of the things that confuses me. Like, okay, they won by runs. They won by wickets. I don't really know what that means. Really, I watched the game and I still was kind of iffy on how the rules were working there, to be honest. But yeah, one of the most prestigious matches, one of the most prestigious trophies in cricket or tournament is the Ashes series. It's played between England and Australia. That's the trophy there. It's an urn, contains the ashes of a burnt cricket ball, started in 1882. Let's see. I think it alternates countries every single year. I think it alternates. So let's see. The Ashes, the men's Test cricket series, played biannually between England and Australia. The term originated as a satirical obituary published in British newspaper Sporting Times. Immediately after Australia's 1882 victory at the Oval, its first test on English soil, the obituary stated that English cricket had died, and that the body will be cremated. The ashes taken to Australia. The mythical Ashes immediately became associated with the 1882-83 series played in Australia, before which the English captain Evo Bleek had vowed to regain those ashes. The English media therefore dubbed the tour the quest to regain the Ashes. After England won 2-3 tests on the tour, a small urn was presented to Bleek in Melbourne. The contents of the urn are reputed to be the ashes of a wooden bale, and are humorously described as the ashes of Australian cricket. It is not clear whether that tiny silver urn is the same as the small terracotta urn given to Marylebone Cricket Club by Bleak's widow's death in 1927. The Ashes urn has never been the official trophy of the series, having been a personal gift to Bly. But replicas of the urn have often been held aloft by the winning team assembled their victory. Since the 1998-99 Ashes series, the Ashes Trophy, a Waterford Crystal Trophy modeled on the Ashes urn, has been presented to the winners of the series. Irrespective of which side holds the trophy, the original urn remains in the MCC Museum at Lord's. It has been taken to Australia twice to be put on touring display. as part of the Australian Bicentenary celebrations 1988, and who accompanied the Ashes series in 2006-2007. Ashes series have usually consisted of 5 tests hosted in turn by England and Australia approximately every 2 years. The Ashes are regarded as being held by the team that most recently won the series. If the series is drawn, the team that currently holds the Ashes retains the trophy. There have been 73 Ashes series. Australia has won 34 and retained 6 times from draws, so a total of 40. England have won 32 and retained once, or a total of 33. And I'm not really sure why, because I wasn't like tuned in or watching cricket yet when the most recent Ashes happened. But I think there was like some controversy or something. I'm not really sure why, but I remember like Piers Morgan was really upset, which like, I mean, when isn't he upset? Who cares? But I don't know what was going on with that, but there was some controversy around the most recent Ashes series. I'm not really sure about all that. But anyways, that's the Ashes. Now let's take a look at some of these T20 clubs, which is just, I believe it's 20 overs, right? Definitely the biggest, most popular is the Indian Premier League. Like I said, cricket is the most popular sport in India. The Indian Premier League is a men's 2020 cricket league that's annually held in India, contested by 10 city-based franchise teams. Competition is held in summer between March and May every year. The IPL is the most popular cricket league in the world. In 2014, it was ranked 6th by average attendance among all sports leagues. Well, all sports leagues is crazy. In 2010, the IPL became the first sporting event to be broadcast live on YouTube. Other Indian sports leagues have been established based on the success of the IPL. The brand value of the league in 2022 was $11 billion US. Crazy. There are 10 teams. The current champion are the Chennai Super Kings. Chennai. The most successful teams, the Chennai Super Kings and the Mumbai Indians, are both tied with 5 titles each. The most runs, a familiar name, Virat Kohli. Who plays for Bangalore. The most wickets is Yuzvendra Chahal. Alright, let's take a look at some of these teams here. There's only a handful. There's some defunct ones here. So we have the Chennai Super Kings, our most recent champions. There's their logo, the big lion roaring, very nice. They wear this yellow, I can't zoom in on, but there's yellow kit here. And they play in MA Chidambaram Stadium. Very nice stadium. Next we have the Delhi Capitals. Kind of reminds me of the Washington Capitals a little bit. They're in New Delhi, India. They're this blue with the red sleeves. Does wear a rainbow. That's interesting. They play at Arun Jaitley Cricket Stadium. I like those different levels, that's interesting. Looks a little bit smaller than the last one we saw, less tall. There's the Gujarat Titans, most boring logo so far. Not a big fan of that, Gujarat. The regular kit's this dark blue with this lighter there, and this is this cancer awareness kit. And they play at Narendra is Narendra Modi, of course, is the Prime Minister of India. Beautiful stadium. I like the colors up there. So I believe this is the highest capacity stadium in India for cricket. Very large. Kolkata Knight Riders. I think this is my favorite team just because, like, they're named after the TV show Knight Riders, I'm pretty sure. Kolkata, you have purple and gold, of course. Lakers colors, a classic combination. Wear this purple and gold uniform there, and they played the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. There, look at that guy. He's wearing a headband. And Kolkata, yeah, that's how I know it was the official name until 2011. Capital letter city of West Bengal, that's right, West Bengal. See, West Bengal, the Bengali culture really interests me, like this right here. The aesthetics of Bengali culture, I find it really fascinating. I'd love to visit. Well, I guess Kolkata is where I'd visit, right? But I'd love to visit West Bengal someday. I mean, obviously, I love tigers as well. There's my tiger tattoo, so that definitely plays a part in it. But yeah, I'd love to visit West Bengal someday. Very interesting place to me. So if I had to choose a team in this league, it'd probably be the Kolkata Knight Riders. Have they won a championship? No. Oh yeah, they have. 2012 and 2014, they've won it. The Lucknow Super Giants. Not a huge fan of that logo either, if I'm being honest. They have this navy blue with that there. They play at BRSABV, Bharatratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ghana Cricket Stadium. What is this named after? Honor of the 10th Prime Minister's Nation, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Interesting. Bharatratna Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee Ghana Cricket Stadium. Very plain, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Kind of smaller side, it seems like. The Mumbai Indians, of course, tied with the most. They have a really bad logo, in my opinion. A lot of these teams don't have great logos in this league. You have the orange, green, the little, like, cyclone there. They were this blue with little yellow, goldish there. And they play at Wankhede Stadium. Looks very, very modern. Punjab Kings, I like that logo. A lot of lion iconography in this league. I don't know if lions are just maybe very popular in Indian culture, I'm not sure, but I like the red, I like the gold. Big fan of the gold. They play at Inderjit Singh Bindra Stadium. Yeah, very low capacity there. It seems very intimate. Not necessarily a bad thing. Rajasthan Royals. This looks like a logo for a rolling paper, something like a cigarette rolling paper, something like that. The blue gold. Very kind of French, very high society. You have this blue and pink, very nice uniform there. They play in Sawai Man Singh Stadium. I like that building there lit up in the back, that's nice. I had a nose itch. Royal Challengers Bangalore, again the lion, but this one's in the French style. They wear red and they also wear a green one. They play at M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. And finally the Sunrisers Hyderabad. You have like Sunbird or a Phoenix or something there. Owned by Sun Group, they play at the Rajiv Gandhi International Cricket Stadium. Again, guys, it's perhaps on the smaller side, I don't know. 39,000, that's still a lot of people. And they wear this orange and black kit there. I mean, look how far Kolkata is from the rest, it's way over here, but these teams are actually pretty spread out in general, it seems like, besides this little cluster up here. But there you go, that's the Indian Premier League. Now here in Australia, the second most popular T20 league in the world is the Big Bash League. Australians Men's Professional Club 2020 Cricket League, established in 2011 by Cricket Australia. Features 8 city-based franchises into the 6 state teams which participate previously. I like the city-based instead of state-based personally. The competition has been sponsored by fast food chicken outlet KFC since its inception. It was in 2016-17 one of the 2 T20 cricket leagues alongside the Indian Premier League to feature amongst the top 10 domestic sports leagues in average attendance. The winner of BBL 12, which was last year, is the Perth Scorchers, beat the Brisbane Heat by 5 wickets. My only problem is they gotta not be calling it the BBL. Bro, you can't be calling it the BBL anymore. You'll have people coming up to the grounds with the wrong expectations. The current champions of Perth Scorchers got their 5th title. They're also the most successful team with 5 titles. Been proposed to run a growth expansion. Teams include Newcastle, Canberra, Geelong, Gold Coast. A New Zealand-based team was also. Yeah, there's a women's as well. Alright, so let's go through with the Adelaide Strikers. They played the Adelaide Oval. It is right there. Lovely Adelaide. If I didn't live in Sydney, I'd probably want to live in Adelaide. I've heard it's very nice there, very laid back. There's their logo there. This league does have boring logos. I'm gonna warn you right now. The Brisbane Heat. That's not the. I mean, that's all right. Kind of see the Calgary Flames a little bit. They play in this teal. They won the league once. And they play at the Gabba. That's actually really nice. That looks nice. That looks nice. They're in Brisbane. Adelaide won. They won it once as well. The Hobart Hurricanes. There's a dude at my local grocery store that I see all the time. He wears like a full kit. Hobart Hurricanes, get up. He's got like the shirt, he's got the pants. He's there like every week. They have not won the league and they wear this purple kit. They play at the Bellarive Oval. Looks pretty low seating. Only 19,000. Yeah, but Hobart. But they're in Tasmania, so you have a lower population in general. They're the Melbourne Renegades. That's a very boring logo. Just a word mark logo. They wear red and black. They won the league one time back in 2018. They play at Dockland Stadium, which is apparently Marvel Stadium now. I see the big one. That's kind of cool. You have the big Marvel there. It's indoors, which is interesting. Most of these are outdoors. It's like this Australia in summer. It's not like it's gonna rain. Oh, I guess Aussie rules maybe. That's why. Yeah, it's used permanently for the AFL. That makes sense. Melbourne Stars. We have a second Melbourne team. This is the logo for Melbourne Stars. Thanks. It's very Dallas Stars-esque. Green and black. They've not won the league. They're that green kit and then that black and green. And they played the Melbourne Cricket Ground, which is a very, very famous stadium. This is a very well-known stadium right there. World famous. The Perth Scorchers, here's your most successful team, and they have a terrible was designed in the early 2000s. They were orange. They have 5 wins. They had this orange kit here and here. And they play at Perth Stadium, which is also called Optus Stadium. That is a very nice stadium, multi-tiered. You have all sorts of different levels of seating. You have this really beautiful canvas cover, a pure nice screen. That is a very beautiful stadium. I really like that. The Sydney Sixers, they have 3 wins. There's their logo. Don't know what this lens flare is all about. They were this sort of magenta pink color. And they play at the Sydney Cricket Ground there. Not quite as famous as the Melbourne Cricket Ground, but very nice. The North Sydney Oval, that's not a great photo. And finally, the team that is most close to me, because I'm in Western Sydney, is the Sydney Thunder. Unfortunately for me, they have this terrible logo. They were this terrible lime green color. Just terrible all around, but they're the team most local to me. They play at the Sydney Showground Stadium, which is also where the Western Sydney Giants play. Yeah, there it is there. Big lights there, some covers. I mean, it looks like a nice ground one of these days. I'm probably going to be taking, because my parents are going to be coming and visiting here in December, so I think I'm going to take my dad, my mom and my dad, to go see the Sydney Thunder play there when they come and visit. Yeah, that's my local team, Sydney Thunder. And that is the Big Bash League. I'm going to move past this. This is way too much here, but I want to talk about this. Major League Cricket. This is the United States Cricket League. And this just ran last year, and I have to say this is very intriguing to me. And it was received really, really well. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it right now. But it did really well. Financially, attendance-wise. And season 2 will be starting up. It'll be really interesting to see if this can take off the United States. I hope that it can. But seeing if this could become another, a big enshrined sport in the United States. Major League Cricket's professional 2020 Cricket League in the United States, operated by American Cricket Enterprises and sanctioned by USA Cricket. It began play on July 13, 2023, with 6 teams representing major U.S. cities under a single entity model. The first season took place over 3 weeks at Grand Prix Stadium in Grand Prix, Texas, and Church Street Park in Morrisville, North Carolina, concluding on July 30th, 2023. So, yeah, there is very interesting, because what happens is, here we have the teams. And you're going to notice something here, because when I first saw this, I was kind of like, you can see the map, you have Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Texas, Washington, and New York. And I was sitting there, like, usually these upstart leagues are just trying to get started for the first time, right? Usually they have a very condensed map because they want to cut down on travel expenses. I was like, but there's so much travel here. But then I realized why they're doing that. And if you look at these 6 cities, or the 6 U.S. cities with the largest Indian population, so they're catering to that group. And you're going to notice something. You have the Los Angeles Knight Riders. Just in that preview, that logo looks familiar to you. All the teams, I think with the exception of one, Ross Perot Jr., that's so funny. GMR Group, no, it is all the teams. All the teams are owned by owners of teams in the Indian Premier League. It says they're Indian owners that own the teams in the Indian Premier League, and they're doing franchises in the United States. So in that India video I talked about a few weeks back, I should have mentioned this, but this is a huge cultural thing that, but yeah, man, this is really interesting to me. We'll go over with the Los Angeles Knight Riders here. They're owned by the Kolkata Knight Riders, the Knight Riders group. Here's their logo, Los Angeles Knight Riders, pretty much exactly the same, except I think they added in those red stripes which Kolkata doesn't have. And they have this purple and gold uniform here. Who won? Yeah, there's actually a cricket logo. That's a great logo. MI New York won the first championship. So come now, MI New York, who is owned by the owner of the Mumbai Indians. So Mumbai Indians, New York. They were this blue kit here, and they're planning because right now they all played in one spot for the first year, but they're gonna build a cricket ground here in Marine Park for the MI New York. Los Angeles is thinking of putting one here in Grant Park, or excuse me, Great Park. That's to the San Francisco Unicorns. Who are they owned by? They're owned by, I actually think they might not be associated with any Indian Premier League team. They might just be, they have Indian owners, but they're not associated with a team. They were this blue-orange one. They'll be playing at the Santa Clara County Fairgrounds. The Seattle Orcas, they were the runners-up in the final against MI New York. There's their logo, the Seattle Orcas. They have this blue and green, of course, Seattle colors. They're going to be playing at Marymore Park in Redmond, Washington. They're planning it, you can see there's the cricket ground rendering there. They're gonna put the park. It can hold 6,000 people. The Texas Super Kings, that logo should look familiar to you. They're owned by the owner of the Chennai Super Kings. They use blue. Texas uses sort of different shade there. They have this yellow and red. There, you see them there. Yep, and they're going to be playing at Grand Prairie Stadium, which has already been built, and this is where they played. All of last season was at this stadium here. And then finally, the Washington Freedom. The Washington Freedom. I think they're owned by this guy, but I don't know if he might not own an IPL team either, but there's that. And they're gonna play at George Mason Cricket Stadium at George Mason University. Yeah, this is really interesting to me. They've only had one season. The teams don't even have stadiums yet, with the exception of Texas. We'll see how quickly these get done, but yeah, their attendance was really good. They had a lot of viewership. Oh, it'll be interesting to see if this lasts, if this can, if this can take make a foothold in the United States. It'll be interesting to see if it can. Anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you found it interesting at the very least. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel for more content just like this almost every single day. Till next time guys.